Hi everyone, welcome to your pick a card reading. Today we're going to be doing a reading. It's going to be kind of different and interesting. We're going to be talking about what it is that makes you so fierce, so powerful, or you could say a badass. What is it that makes you so strong, so tough, so resilient, so powerful, and possibly intimidating to others? So, this reading is going to be tapping into qualities that maybe you're aware of or maybe you're not aware of. This is more what Spirit sees in you and what Spirit wants you to know about yourself, so that maybe if you're feeling a little low or going through some hardships, Spirit wants to remind you what a badass you are, how powerful you are, how fierce you are, how strong you are, and they want you to see these qualities within yourself. So, with all that said, let's pick our piles. If you're new to pick a card readings, I'll give you a quick little rundown on how it works. This is pile number 1, this is pile number 2, and this is pile number 3 right here. And what you do is you're going to take a moment to meditate upon the cards, and then once you have picked your pile, go ahead and scroll down to the description box below, and I will have the timestamp there for you to jump ahead to your reading. With all that said, I'll give you a moment to meditate upon the cards, and then I will see you in the reading. Look forward to seeing you there, guys. Hi, pile number 1. If you chose pile number 1 with this little fluoride container, then this is your reading, talking all about what makes you so fierce, what makes you so strong, and what makes you a force to be reckoned with. And as I said in the beginning, even if you might not be feeling so fierce or so strong at this moment, this is messages from the spirit world about the energy that's within you, the strength that's within you, and how they see you in the spiritual realm. So let's get into this reading right away. I've already pre-shuffled, as you'll hear me say often. I take a very long time to tap into the energy and shuffle, so I've already gone ahead and shuffled. Let's take a look at your cards that I've shuffled and pulled for you. Right away, pile number 1, I want to say you have some major fierce energy within you. I hope that you can feel that or know that within you, because you have 2 very strong, powerful major arcanas. You have the Magician, which says inner skills. This is actually, I love this deck. It's called the Beautiful Creatures deck, and I absolutely love this version of the Magician because, well, we'll talk about it in a minute. But we have the Magician, we have the Chariot, which says motion. The Magician says inner skills on it, and we have the Ace of Swords, which says intellect. So, pile number 1. Where does your strength come from? What makes you so fierce? Spirit is saying that you have inklings of your power, of your strength within you. And Spirit is saying that you're almost kind of afraid of your own power. That it's like you are so powerful that it frightens even you, is what I'm hearing, pile number 1. That you have such a strong... I'm hearing such strong, jagged edges within you, and that it's like you've always tried to almost veer away from this power that's within you, but the power that's within you, it's like contained, and it's almost kind of like a volcano is the image that they're giving me. It's like this volcano inside of you that on the outside in your day-to-day life, you might try to appear like very rock solid, very steady, very just firm and calm and immovable, kind of like a mountain. But inside, you have all of this fire burning inside of you that is similar to like a volcano. And what Spirit is saying is that most people don't know that you are not just a mountain, you're a volcano. And you have all of this power and greatness and strength contained deeply within your spirit, contained deeply within your soul. And Spirit is saying this has actually come through many lifetimes of you, that you have accumulated strength throughout many, many lifetimes. That you actually have gained from all of your prior life experiences, strength upon strength upon strength, that you have this incredible conquering energy. I feel like this comes through quite often with the piles, and I guess it's probably because same people might be watching them. This is like this conquest kind of energy that is coming through within you. And in prior lifetimes, you went through some difficulties, some hardships, but actually Spirit is giving me the lyrics to a song that coincides with this. I'm sure you've heard this song before. It's the I get knocked down, but I get up again. And that's what Spirit is saying. Sorry, I didn't want to repeat those lyrics because that song gets stuck in my head like no other song. But it's very repetitive. But that is kind of the energy that Spirit is saying, is that you have this capacity to alchemize any hardships that have been that are sent your way. You are the great alchemist. You are the great transmuter of energy. So it's like Spirit is saying, and this has come from other lifetimes. In other lifetimes, you had to have these lessons that you learned in other lifetimes of like overcoming obstacles, of like building this strength. And that's why in this lifetime, the people look to you as like this tower of strength, like this tower of stability, kind of like that mountain image that is very strong, very firm, very almost serene and peaceful. And they don't see that underneath you are like, that your spirit, it has this massive capacity for change, this massive capacity for, they're saying to move mountains. And in a way, that's kind of what volcanoes do. I mean, it's the lava underneath that busts through the mountaintop and has the capacity to literally move Earth and create a new atmosphere of Earth. It's similar to the alchemist energy. And that's really what Spirit is giving me, that in this lifetime, your power, your fierceness is actually alchemy. And I'm going to go into that in a moment. But in this lifetime, your strength, your great power is actually to alchemize any negativity, any hardship, any difficulties, or any shocking things that come your way. And they're saying that in prior lifetimes, that you had all of these other lifetimes where you were learning how to overcome hardships, and that it's kind of like throughout all these lifetimes, you gained all of these skills that are locked away in your soul. And that you might have had hardships within your childhood, and it might have been like a meridian or like a variety of hardships. Some things that some people might not have even seen as hard, but they were difficult for you, and that was not to make your life difficult. It was not bad karma, is what Spirit is saying. Spirit is saying that it was to awaken, to reinvigorate, to reignite these powers that were already within you, that came into you from past lifetimes. It's kind of like I'm seeing this image of like in one lifetime, you chose you chose to go through like a certain kind of hardship that would give you like a certain kind of warrior ability. And then in another lifetime, you chose to go through a certain type of hardship or lesson. I think lesson's a better word. A certain kind of lesson and struggle and trial that would give your spirit this this endurance ability, this endurance and this capacity to maybe even stay calm during hard things. And in another lifetime, you wanted to, they're giving me the image of like wanting to conquer, like take on great minds, wanting to like challenge authority through your words. Whereas in some lifetimes, maybe you were challenging things physically, and other lifetimes you were challenging things verbally. Other times it was spiritually. And that you have all these lifetimes that you have accumulated, that you have gained all of these skills, all of these talents, and your spirit guides are saying, we're all here for you. We're all hovering kind of over your shoulder to nudge you, is what I'm hearing. They want to kind of nudge you, to tap you, to get you to kind of like remember these things within yourself, to get you to reignite the passion, that the passion, the strength, the fierceness, the fiery energy that is within you. And what they're saying that your power, your strength, your fierceness is in this lifetime actually comes from this balance of light and darkness. They're saying that you have this capacity to charge forward. You have this capacity to charge forward that makes other people want to look to you as a leader. And that motion of charging forward is what makes it so that you can alchemize the light, alchemize the dark into the light, is what I'm hearing. That Spirit is saying the goal for you to stay within, to unlock and tap into your fierceness, into your strength, is to actually set things in motion, to stop holding yourself back, to move forward, to kind of tap into this more energized energy, because it's in stagnation that you don't know how to alchemize, because it's like through motion, like taking on challenges in life, making bold decisions, taking risks in life, that you actually awaken these skills from prior lives that helps you to alchemize into this life. And what I'm hearing is that you chose in this life to be the great alchemist, is what I'm hearing. So you've gained all of these skills from other lifetimes, but you've chosen in this lifetime to alchemize them. And so going back to that you have this capacity to balance the light and the dark, that's what the alchemist does. That they're saying that you hold on to all sorts of information, that you are highly intellectual, and that you are not afraid to look at the dark and the light and the in-between and all things in life. You might have a lot of 8th house energy, actually, is what they're saying, and you might have a lot of fire energy, I'm hearing, and possibly a lot of 9th house energy with this like strong movement forward, Sagittarius kind of energy. And the Chariot is, of course, Cancer's card. And so kind of this Cancer is known for transmuting energy as well. So anyway, with all that said, I really feel like pile number 1, that your fierceness comes to you through tapping into your capacity to step forward, to be bold, to be brazen, and to not let others get into your own head, to not hold yourself back, because Spirit is saying you are the type of person that can create solutions where there is no solutions, where others see barricades and blocks. And even if right now you're like, all I see is barricades and blocks too, learn to trust your higher self. Learn to trust your higher spirit, because your higher spirit has so much experience over so many lifetimes. They're just saying all you got to do is like It's like a lock that you just gotta put that key into and turn, because you will see an opening in not just your energy, but in other energies, in other people's energies as well. And they're saying that where other people see difficulties, where other people see barriers, that your higher self sees this capacity to innovate a new and better way, and to innovate the way things should be, that is not so one-sided. Where others see difficulties, your higher self sees opportunities. And that comes from many lifetimes, is what they're saying. So let's look at your other cards. Pile number 1. We have the Sacrifice right here. And it says reunification, offering, letting go. And we have Immortal, which says consuming family, peer or pressure of peers. So it's interesting with Immortal, because we've been talking about that your fierceness comes from many lifetimes, and you have gained so much. And I wonder if you've really maybe gone through struggles within your childhood that might have made you feel like in a way you've had to awaken this within yourself, that you've had to awaken your strength, you've had to awaken your capacity for transmuting the dark into the light. Because what I'm hearing is pile number 1 is that you've had to take more than other people have had to take. That you've almost kind of been a bit of a scapegoat, and Spirit is saying that you've put yourself, not by choice, but life and circumstances have kind of put you into a position of being almost like a sacrificial lamb, where you've kind of felt like other people have put you into this position of having to sacrifice yourself, of having to be the one that everybody kind of like blames. That it's like whenever you assert yourself, you feel like you get punished for it so greatly, that you choose rather to sacrifice yourself because of prior lifetimes where you've acquired so much endurance to put up with difficulties, that it's almost like they use those strengths against you to like your endurance and such, to take advantage of you, is what I'm hearing. And Spirit wants to call your attention to this, that they're just using your energy in the wrong manner. That endurance was meant for you to endure the things that was meant to be applied towards your goals, that it was meant to be applied towards your own. It was meant to be applied towards your own capacity. It was not meant to be applied towards towards putting up with others' BS, is what Spirit is saying. And they're saying that you're not meant to be a sacrifice anymore. It's time for you to stop sacrificing, because that's actually blocking your fierceness, they're saying. The other cards we have is Queen of My World. That's a really cool card. And we have Bride in a Cage. Okay. Wow. I really feel like Spirit wants to call your attention to this energy that of other people trapping you by, they're saying, by your own virtues. That you've acquired all of these great skills, you have all of this strength, but you're holding it back because you care about people. And they're saying that it's been conditioned into you. It's been conditioned into you from your younger years. And they're saying younger years, it would be kind of all the way up until your first Saturn return. is what they're saying. And they're saying that the dark forces wanted that because you are one not to be messed with. You are kind of like a queen, is what they're saying, or a king. You have this very regal energy in the sense of you have so many skills, you have so much value, you could just kind of like, they're saying, just kind of like flick your hand and and your will conquer them and will devastate your enemies. It will, that it doesn't take much for you to completely obliterate and abolish those who mess with you. But you have caged all of this power. You have put yourself into this box, and it wasn't your doing. It wasn't your choice that did this. It was people manipulated you into this choice. They guilt-tripped you into being afraid of your own power. They made you feel like you were the dark when they were the ones representing the dark. And because of that, they're saying, Spirit is saying, nobody could stop you. Only you could stop you. So because of that, they knew they had to figure out a way for you to control you. They needed to figure out a way for you, to cage yourself. And they're saying this very well could have been a parent. I guess I just said it. I was going to say a parent in your life, but as in it could have even been an actual parent. And it could have also come through with lovers, relationships. You might have even been in a very bad marriage, either in this life or in a past life, that made you hold back your power. And Spirit is saying you are here to overcome that, because the amount of, they're saying the amount of fierceness, the amount of almost like a ruthless, they're saying ruthless divinity is within you, that nothing can hold you back. And they want you to tap into that queen, that king-like energy again, because that's actually what you're here to do. That's what you're here to heal. So your final card, pile number 1, is, it says the Path, which is this beautiful card. And it says, the Path, opportunity, fresh start, journey, way ahead. So pile number 1, I really feel like for your energy, Spirit is really calling you to get out of your own head and get out of kind of like all of the entrenchment of what other people have put on you. Get out of the negative thought cycles that tend to almost, they're giving me this image of like a spider web that is similar to like if you've ever walked in really like dense forest before, that how all the branches kind of intermingle almost like a spider web that's so hard to get through, so hard to cut through, and that this has happened in your thoughts, within your mental capacity. And Spirit is saying that if you just, they're saying rather than to think yourself out of this situation, they're saying to just charge forward. That your energy, once you just allow yourself and start taking the actions, that it's going to transmute your energy, which is then going to transmute your life, which is then going to transform not just your life, but the world around you. And that is actually what you're meant to do. You are your biggest badass strength is that you are a transmuter of energy. And Spirit wants you to stop blocking this from yourself, and to they're saying just to unleash it to the world, not to be afraid of you anymore, because you were meant to be powerful and you are powerful. So they're saying, so let the world see it. So, wow, pile number 1, you have a very, very strong energy. I hope you enjoyed this reading, because I really enjoyed reading for you. If you did, please don't forget to comment below, because my favorite part of doing these readings is hearing from you guys and connecting with you guys in the comment section. And if you liked it, please don't forget to give me a like, because that really does help my channel to grow. And if you are new to my channel, please don't forget to subscribe and ring that bell, because that will give you notifications. every time I upload more videos like this. But with all that said, pile number 1, I really enjoyed reading for you, and I hope you have a beautiful, wonderful, and blessed day and life, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. See you soon, guys. Hi, pile number 2. If you chose pile number 2 with this little red jasper bottle, then this is your reading. I've already pre-shuffled, as I always do, but I never look at the cards until I'm doing the reading. And so I've already pulled your cards for you, and wow, I am so impressed with the cards we're getting so far, because you definitely do have some badass, fierce energy going here, pile number 2. So let's jump right on in, because Spirit has already given me messages for you the second that I looked at these cards. So we have the Justice, we have the Nine of Wands, and we have the World, which is some very powerful cards right here. And one additional message before we dive in is you might be a life path number 11, or the number 11 might be very significant to you. When I say the number 11 might be significant to you, Spirit is saying that you might just be seeing 11 all over the place, or that it might be like a lucky number for you, actually, that it connects you to your higher self. So that's just a little message that was coming through. So what is it that makes you so fierce, pile number 2? What I'm hearing right away, Spirit was saying defender of the innocent, that you are a defender of the innocent. You stand up you stand up against injustice. You are, they're saying, spiritual warrior, that you are somebody who looks at things not just on a small scale, but on a global scale, on a societal scale. And you are somebody that wants to defend the innocent. You are somebody that wants to make a difference with all the injustice that you see in the world. And where most people might be feeling disheartened by I'm hearing all of the cruelty in the world, that this is actually what ignites you to the calling of your higher self. I'm hearing with this, with the Nine of Wands. With this deck, we have like different little sayings underneath the cards, and Spirit was calling me to look at this one, and it says stamina. And with the Nine of Wands, I see you as somebody that really wants to protect people, and they're really calling me towards that your protection, your fierceness, your strength, they're saying is coming from the tongue. It's coming from the word. It's coming from your mind. It's coming from, they're saying that the battleground is the battleground of ideas for you. That you are somebody whose word is sharper than the sword, is what they're saying, and whose mind is quicker, is quick. I don't have any other analogies than that. That you have a very quick mind, whether you see that about yourself or not. Spirit is saying you are highly intellectual. You are incredibly intuitive and incredibly capable of seeing all these different people's points of view. So they're giving me this example with the World card, that you see the points of view of many, many different people, so that you can kind of act as a, what's that word? I think the word is arbiter. I'm not sure if I'm using that word correctly, an arbiter, like somebody who kind of like negotiates. I guess that would be a better word for it, like a negotiator between different parties. So what they're giving me with this World card is like this image of like you have the capacity to think on the level of like the up and ups, like the elites, those with lots of money and lots of power, but at the same time, you have the capacity to look at and connect just as strongly with those who might be like considered not elite, those who might be not wealthy and might have low education, but have different forms of knowledge, because really, knowledge and all of our experiences in this life, no matter where we stand in this life, is valid. And there is intelligence in so many forms. And I feel like you are a person that never dismisses another person. That you look at people who might be considered like kind of a hard ass or fierce. And then you can also look and connect with people who are like innocent and maybe even a little bit naive about how the world works. And you might have some strong, I'm getting a lot of air energy on this one. You might have some strong Gemini. I'm getting strong Libra, possibly some strong Aquarius, but I'm hearing like a very strong sense of defending boundaries is a big thing for you. And not just your boundaries, but the boundaries of others. And they're saying that you're somebody who looks at the innocent and looks at the vile as well. That's their words, not mine. Looks at the innocent and looks at the vile in the world. These two opposites, this light dark, this like dichotomy between the two. And you're able to stand on both sides of the fence and be like a negotiator to help bring peace. But they're saying more than peace, like to help bring equity, to help bring both sides to an agreement that creates they're saying like a safer environment for they're saying a safer environment for communication, for a safer environment for truth. That's what it is. It's a safer environment for truth, because you're able to tame the most fiercest and wild beasts with your words, with your mind, with they're saying with the brilliance and the vibrance of your tongue. I don't know why they keep talking about, rather than saying words, they keep saying your tongue. And so they're just kind of saying that you might have a very sharp tongue, but it only comes out when injustice comes out. And that's what it's for. And that they're saying that those who are the highest on high, those who are like ascended masters, and those who are even like gods in other realms, depending on what you believe in, they're saying that they actually smile upon you for this, that you were born here to stand up against injustice. I'm really getting a lot of Libra energy here. They're saying that that's what if you have any planets in Libra, any planets in the 7th house, like they're saying that's what that energy is for. It's not just for like this beautiful, amicability of like relationships and cooperation. That you have a much greater role to play, and that's the cooperation on a societal scale, and helping people and helping the victims is what I'm hearing, is to make it's like you are willing to deal with those who are like fierce predators in order to keep those who are most innocent safe. And you are just like this person that stands in between, and they're saying has love for both sides, can see both angles, and can see both arguments, so that you can keep the innocent safe, is what I'm hearing. Let's look at your other cards. Pile number 2. We have, oh wow, we have rebellion with upstart, tumult, and revolution. It's a pretty powerful card right there. And we have knowledge. What was I saying? Wow. We have knowledge, study, learning, education. So pile number 2. They're really saying your words are your sword, your words are your weapon, your mind is the greatest asset. They're saying you can change the world with your beliefs, and that you might be one that doesn't think like others, and maybe you've been demonized a little bit for that in this lifetime, that maybe you've been picked on or made to feel like, oh, you were too blunt, you were too harsh with that, you shouldn't have said that, you shouldn't have thought that, you shouldn't have questioned that. And Spirit is saying, no, 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 that's what you're here to do. That is what makes you fierce. That is your superpower in this lifetime, is your mind, is your quick wit, is the capacity to look at things from a higher perspective, and not just a higher perspective, from all perspectives. You know, I'm really actually starting to get a lot of Aquarius energy on this one. And because they're giving me this image of like the planet Uranus, and how Uranus's orbit is different than all the other planets, that all the other planets spin this way, and Uranus orbits this way. And it does that because that is the energy that we are meant to tap into, to look at things from a different perspective, from a higher perspective. That's what you do, is you flip everything on its head. You flip everything and look at things from a different angle, from a different perspective. And when they're saying, when you look at things that way, and then when you speak of it, then other people like catch that knowledge. It's like they catch that fire. They're giving me this image of like sparks from a fire, and that it's like you're the initial flame. And it's like these sparks start to burst out from the fire, and that's your knowledge going forth, and it lights all of these other things on fire within other people. That makes more people want to stand up against injustice. That makes more people want to stand up for themselves, and stand up for truth, and stand up for what's correct. It's like you empower other people, is what I'm hearing. And so it's like your knowledge has this exact effect. They're giving like a cause and effect, that the cause is your knowledge and the effect is rebellion, because they're saying there's just too much corruption in this world, and you're the one that's meant to say, look, these are the problems. If you just look at it, then you won't want to coincide with it anymore. And here, that's what you're here to do, actually. So let's look at your next cards. Pile number 2. We have Naked Before the Stars, and we have Parasite. That's a pretty card. Number 19, Parasite. Interesting. I shuffled these quite a lot, and we have an 18 and a 19 coming out. So what I'm hearing is that maybe at times you feel like you were too vulnerable, or that being honest with your truth and being honest with what you see, being honest about your insights, has like caused you, it makes you feel like very vulnerable. That it makes you feel almost like standing like, exposed to all the elements. And that it's because in the past people might have feared your greatest weapon, which is your tongue. And so they might have made you feel ashamed of it. They might have made you feel like you needed to cover it up, that it was something to be ashamed of, that it was something that you should, that it was like delicate, like that it could harm you, is actually what they're giving me. Just kind of like how we clothe our body to protect it against the elements, whether it's heat or cold or whatever. We do this to protect our skin, to protect ourselves. And they're saying that people coerced you to protect your mind, to protect to hold back your tongue, to hold back your knowledge, to hold back your capacity to speak, and they kind of rationalized within you that it was for your own good, it was for your own safety, it was for your own protection of your own mind, it was for your own protection of your own life. And Spirit is saying that was parasitic, because that is against who you really are. That is against your true mission and your true purpose in this life. It betrays you. It betrays your inner power, your inner fierceness. It betrays the whole reason you came here. And so they're saying that to hold things in is actually toxic to you. They're saying it might even be toxic to your health. And they're saying that in order to cure yourself of what they have put on you, they're saying for you to, rather than holding your tongue back, rather than holding your mind back, to actually even use that weapon, which is your mind, which is your tongue. Use your mind as a weapon against all those people that put all those thoughts in your head. So fight against it, because it's like they were really afraid of you opening up your full capacity to think. So the way you fight against all of these thoughts that they have put in your mind that hold your mind back and make you want to shut up is by thinking. They're saying thinking your way through it, thinking your way out of it, is by arguing mentally, because you will come up with the correct solution and the correct answers. And that you'll see that even these barricades that these people have tried to put on your mind and maybe have put blocks on your mind and held your tongue back and held your capacity back a little bit, you're going to see that by actually arguing with them mentally until you come to the full solution. And they're saying, like, don't back down. That your main thing was that you shouldn't have backed down against them. You should have just continued speaking. Because, and they're saying to speak and to think more. To think more and think your way out of these problems, because you're actually here to think your way into solutions. That's what Spirit is saying. Don't think yourself into a problem anymore. Think yourself through the problems. Think yourself into a solution. Because your mind is amazing. Your mind is like what makes you a badass. So we have this beautiful card right here. And it says Tor, I guess. Right there, it says stability, grounding, solitude, practicality. So pile number 2, I feel like for you, pile number 2, that Spirit wants you to ground yourself, is what they're saying. That thoughts can create kind of I'm hearing you have a very overactive mind. You might also be a third houser. You might have energy in any of the air sign houses, which would be 11th, 3rd, and 7th. And very strong 7th, because that's Libra's house. But, and 11th, they're saying very strong as well. But anyway, they're saying that they want you to ground your thoughts so that you ground it into physical reality, is what they're saying. They're saying that you have, that you allow your thoughts to possibly control you when they start becoming toxic and when they start going into these loops of what other people have told you should think, or what you should do, or how you should behave, or what you should and you shouldn't say. And they're saying that when these thoughts come up, that yes, they want you to talk back to them mentally and possibly in real life as well. They're saying it's time for you to start standing up for yourself. But first, ground your energy. I think that's also maybe why you were drawn to this red jasper bottle, is red crystals are really good for grounding your energy, for centering your energy. So protect your energy, protect yourself. Make sure that your energy feels safe before you start to fight them mentally, of course. Before you actually go to bats with these people that want to tear you down or are doing injustice in the world, make sure that you are grounding your thoughts so that you're thinking clearly, you're thinking rationally, because your rational capacity for thought is actually your greatest gift. That is your superpower, that is your strength, and that is what makes you a badass. Pile number 2. So, pile number 2, I really enjoyed reading for you. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you did, please don't forget to give me a like because that helps my channel to grow. And please especially don't forget to comment below because I absolutely love hearing from you and I love connecting with you guys and talking to you guys in the comment section. So please don't forget to comment below. And if you're new to my channel and you enjoyed this reading, please consider subscribing if you'd like to see more videos like this. And those of you that are subscribed, please don't forget to ring the bell so you get notifications about every time I upload more videos like this. But with all that said, pile number 2, I hope you enjoyed this reading, and I look forward to reading for you in the future. See you soon. Bye, guys. Hi, pile number 3. If you chose pile number 3 with the clear quartz rock crystal little container, then this is your reading. Talking about what makes you so fierce, what makes you so powerful, and what makes you a force to be reckoned with, whether you see this in yourself or not. This is the energy that Spirit is saying they see in you. So let's get on into your reading, pile number 3. As always, I already pre-shuffled because, you know, I take forever to shuffle. So rather than editing all that out, I pre-shuffled and pulled some cards for you. So let's look at your energy right away. In pile number 3, I don't know what it is with every pile number 3. You guys always get an extra card. So it just always sneaks in. So you guys must be very extra because you always get an extra card. So you have some pretty impressive energy here, pile number 3. You have the Empress that says creativity. You have the 8 of Wands that says message. You have the 2 of Wands that says decisions. And you have the King of Wands, which says leadership, which is naturally ruled by Leo, which I absolutely love this deck. It's the Beautiful Creatures deck, and I love it with the court cards especially because they really have just the best pictures that represent the zodiac signs energy. So, pile number 3, let's get into your reading. Right away, I'm really seeing you have a lot of fire energy here. Very, very strong fire energy. You very well might be Leo because this is like a lot of fire energy, and we do have the Leo card right here. Even if you don't have Leo energy, you might have 5th house energy, or you might have a very strongly placed sun. But I feel strongly that you have a lot of fire within you, but it is a fixed fire. I'm getting a lot of fixed energy. I'm really feeling possibly some Taurus and might have some Aquarius or Scorpio as well. Very, very strong fixed sign energy. Very, very immovable. And what makes you so powerful, what makes you so fierce, or what makes you a badass, as we like to say today, is actually, Spirit is saying the power of seduction. That's actually one of your greatest powers. And this might not be something that you are fully aware of in this lifetime. They're saying that you have the capacity of persuasion, the capacity to persuade people in ways that nobody else does. That you don't like rule by force. You rule by persuasion, you rule by thought, you rule by coercion, and that you have this amazing capacity for coercion. You have this amazing capacity to, they just keep saying, to seduce others to your side, to seduce your way out of conflicts. And that doesn't necessarily have to mean like, you know, in like a sexual sense. It can mean that, but Spirit is saying they're using the word seduction in a broader sense of even of like actually getting people to see your point of view, because you make it look so alluring. You make everything look, they're saying, enchanting. Yeah, they're saying that you enchant things, that you have the capacity to make people come over to your side and persuade people to your side, because you enchant everything that you touch. You make things look so beautiful. You make things look so alluring. You make things look so inviting, so exciting, so they're saying so spicy. You make things look so like desirable. They're really giving me the word desire, that you know how to make people desire what it is you desire. And this is actually a great strength to you in this lifetime, that people really don't want to mess with you, just simply because they're so enthralled with you. They're so enthralled with your energy. Even if you feel like, oh, I'm not that, whatever. Spirit is saying that ain't true. That people are very enthralled with your energy, and it almost kind of threatens them. You might have dealt with a lot of jealousy in your life. You might have a very strongly placed Lilith. This is like very, very powerful Lilith energy right here. You might have like Lilith on the ascendant, Lilith conjuncting a major planet of yours, possibly like Lilith conjunct the sun, Lilith conjunct the moon, the midheaven, Lilith somewhere, or possibly Lilith conjunct Mars or Venus. I'm getting like a very, very powerful Lilith energy, which is like you have this capacity to make people incredibly, like, you fill their hearts with like desire towards what it is you see, towards your energy. It's like you have an infectious energy. And it also really can have this other opposite effect of filling their hearts with like rage, of jealousy, and they might not even know why. They might not even look at you and be like, oh, I should be jealous of this person. Maybe these are people that are like on the up and up and like, have a lot of money, and they have all this stuff that makes it so that it's like, well, why would they be jealous of me? It's because there's nothing, Spirit is saying there's nothing more intoxicating than your energy. They're really giving me like this feline energy that is really a good representation of your energy, they're saying, because look, she has a cat, and then she has, well, I'm not sure if that's a cat, but I think I'm going to call it a cat because I think it looks like a little kitty. And then Leo is actually more so than just the lion. People don't know that Leo also represents the cat, that that's another archetype of Leo. And if you have Leo energy in your chart, most people don't talk about this, but Leo, or anyone with Leo energy, like, they bond really, really well and really easily to cats. It's just because they have a similar nature. And even if you don't feel like you connect with cat energy, they're giving that as an analogy right now of what your energy is like for other people. And, they're kind of pointing out how cats are a divisive creature. And that's kind of like your energy, which I've never understood. I'm a cat person as well as a dog person. I'm an animal person. But I've often hear people say like awful things about cats. And they're saying that it's the same with your energy, that you might have this very divisive energy that is kind of like, they're saying that why people become so divisive about cats, which I've always thought is weird, because they are just this they're probably one of the most beautiful animals. I mean, dogs are beautiful too, but cats, I mean, they're so gorgeous with their big, beautiful eyes and their soft coats. And feline energy has often been like synonymous with like seduction. Just the way cats move and stuff is elegant, is graceful. And yet people, for some reason, it triggers something within people that makes people like, I don't know, it like triggers within people like this anger, this hatred. I've heard people say terrible things about cats, which, like I said, I've never understood, but they're saying that it triggers, that the animal actually triggers within them this jealousy, that they're jealous of that energy. And they're saying that it's the same with you, that you might have received a lot of hate that has come out of nowhere. They're saying you might have received a lot of discrimination that has come out of nowhere. And they're saying that it's because of how intoxicating your energy is, that it's just like feline energy, that you have a beauty, you have a grace, you have an elegance, you have a fierceness, and you have a fierce independence within you, that you don't even have to use force. You don't even have to use what everybody else has to use, to get things done in the world. Some people have to muscle their way through it. Some people have to think their way through it. Some people have to, power through things. But your power, my goodness, pile 3, is actually, it's clarity, it's purity, it's seduction, it's desirability. It's just who you are. And that really persuades people to your opinion, to your side, towards your getting what it is that you want and you need in this life. And people have taught you to be ashamed of this within you, is what I'm hearing. People have maybe told you that you weren't beautiful. People who have maybe told you to hate certain parts of yourself, whether physically, emotionally, or spiritually, I'm hearing. They might have demonized you or put you down. They're not using the word demonized, actually. They're using the word, well, I can't hear it clearly, but they're using, like, this, the meaning of the word is like to demean. That's the word. It started with a D. They've demeaned you and made you feel ashamed of your greatest value. And your greatest value is that you everything about your energy is seductive and is strong and is fixed, meaning that you're not easily persuaded by others. You're the one persuading others. You're the one that kind of stands aloof and independent, and giving me this image of kind of like this beautiful woman kind of hidden in the shadows with a smoke. Kind of like this old, like old 20s movie vibe, with like the hair swept over one eye, and that she's like super mysterious but super like alluring, and she doesn't actually go out there and try to like call anyone towards her. She's not out there, sitting at the bar trying to get everybody's attention. She's not doing any of that. She's like actually off in kind of a corner all by herself, doing her own thing, but everybody like flocks to her like moths to a flame because of how powerful her energy is. She doesn't have to do anything to call others towards her. She doesn't have to do anything to persuade others in this life, and that's you, whether you identify with that archetype or not. If you're more of a masculine archetype, they're also giving me more of like this James Dean type of archetype. I know these are like kind of older archetypes, but they're cool archetypes. And so they're telling me like you have kind of like this James Dean, or I don't know what the feminine equivalent of James Dean is, but like just this like very beautiful, very alluring, very seductive quality, and it might bring out a lot of jealousy in other people. But Spirit is saying you've just got to stop being ashamed of that you are independent, you are strong, and it's like you are meant to they're saying that you should use this for your manifestation. That it's been like this trick that other people have tried to trick you out of your capacity of manifestation by shaming you out of the persuasiveness of your energy, that you literally can make anything you want in your life happen by calling it towards you. Just like that image that the Spirit gave me of like this beautiful woman in a bar, just off in a corner, like, that's very mysterious. But she had no reason to have to call others towards her. She's independent. She's fine in her energy. But yet others would flock to her. And it's the same thing with your energy. That when it comes to not just people persuasion, but your manifestations for that which you want in this life, Be who you are. Be in your energy, and don't be ashamed of your energy. You don't have to force anything. That your energy is so intoxicating that if you just allow yourself to open up, everything's going to rush to you, and it's going to bring things to fruition. It's going to bring your abundance to fruition. So let's look at your other cards. My pile number 2, we have, ooh, you guys Scorpios, like, I really feel like this is such Scorpio vibes right here. We have Supernatural. It's so interesting. This card, I shuffle a lot. And this card has come out in many readings that I've done for you guys. We have Supernatural, inexplicable, miraculous, otherworldly. What was I saying, pile 3? Like, you are this otherworldly creature. And we have Redemption. We have Absolution, Forgiveness, Penance. And, you know, it's interesting. This is kind of the image of what the woman in the bar that Spirit was giving me looked like, with kind of like this long, dark hair. It's very, very scorpionic. So, pile number 3, what they're saying with these cards is that your power comes from the other realms. Your power comes from the divine. You might also have some strong water energy here. I'm really getting more like Scorpio if it's water, possibly Pisces with this Supernatural card, or a strongly placed Neptune. But I do feel a lot of Leo. This is very, very Leo as well. People don't know that Leo, they tend to trivialize Leo a lot. And Leo energy is actually incredibly spiritual. Because it's the sun, it rules the light, it rules our perception, it rules what we see. And a lot of Leos have a lot of very strong spiritual connection. But with all that said, what Spirit is saying with these 2 cards is that, like we were saying, your energy is intoxicating. Your strength, your fierceness actually comes from the other realms. They're actually saying you can protect yourself with your spirituality. They're saying that you can call upon energies, upon entities, upon other spirits to protect you, and Spirit wants you to do this. Spirit is saying that you have to let go of the grudges that other people hold against you. I don't know why that made me laugh. It's just that it's not actually that you hold grudges against them that you have to let go of. You have to literally let go of their grudges they're holding against you. Because you're not actually holding any grudges against them, I'm hearing. You have to release the energy that is stuck on you because you have such a very strong, watery, this otherworldly connection. So it's your empathy is so strong, you're actually holding the energy of their grudge against you and their jealousy in your heart. Not that you're holding anything against them, but it's you've absorbed it. You've absorbed their sins, is what I'm hearing. And you have held that energy like it was your own and held it against yourself. And they're saying to forgive yourself, to allow yourself to be whole again. Allow yourself to come into your full power and to not deny your otherworldly ability, to not deny your foresight. They're saying to not deny yourself of the psychic realms. That's where your power comes from. That's where your energy comes from, to step into that, to be fearless, to be fierce. That's actually what you're here to do. That's what you're here to be, is what I'm hearing, pile number 3. Step into that energy and, they said step into that energy and it will step into you. Step into that energy and the energy that you desire will step into you. And you will, and I don't know precisely what that means, but I have a feeling you know what that means. So let's look into the next cards. We have Triumph of Lies. That's a pretty heavy card right there. Interesting. And we have Today for Tomorrow right here. It's an interesting card too. Always reminds me of Gemini. So pile number 3, I don't know if I accidentally called you pile number 2, but if I did, maybe you're supposed to look at pile number 2 as well. We can get multiple messages from multiple piles, so if you feel called to more than one pile, listen to more than one pile, because all of which might resonate. We are all multidimensional people, so we can be more than just one thing, so more than one reading will apply. But what's really standing out to me with this triumph of lies is that that's what's held you down. That's what has held you back from your fierceness, from your power, from, they're saying, from your true light, is that you've allowed other people's lies to triumph over the top of you. You've allowed other people's lies to like rule you. You've believed the lies that other people have told you about yourself. And Spirit is saying that you need to cleanse yourself of this energy. That, just like we were saying before, you need to forgive. It's like you kind of need to almost forgive yourself for giving in to their deception on you, for believing their deception on you. They're saying, you know, deep down these things aren't true about you. You know how powerful you are. But and they're saying that you need to step fully into the energy of your true power, of your true persuasion, because you're meant to be a great persuader. And they're saying a great persuader for the future, with today for tomorrow. That your energy is meant for more than just dealing with, I'm hearing, with petty rulers over the top of you. That your energy is meant to actually change the course of the future, to change the course of history. That your energy is so powerful that you're meant to actually transform the energy of the future. And that they're saying that this is almost like there's these two versions of you. There's this version of who you were, of what others have put upon you, and then there's this version of who you really are. And Spirit is saying, let go. Let go of this. It's like you don't have to hold on to this perception of what this other person, of what other people have put upon you. You don't have to hold on to that character anymore that other people tried to make you behave like, tried to make you live like, tried to coerce you into being like. You see, she's not holding her hand. She's actually holding her wrist, like she's dragging her. And Spirit is saying it's like you have allowed yourself to believe the lies of what other people's perceptions have put upon you. And it's like, now it's almost like created like this character that you feel like you have to play, and you're just like dragging this character along, and it's like this character is like dead weight to you. And Spirit is saying, like, just let go. Let go of that character, let go of the lies, let go of all the assumptions and all of the false precepts that people have put on you. See yourself for who you really are. See yourself for how powerful you are. See yourself for the purity and the beauty and the seduction of your energy, and step into it, and don't be ashamed of it, but embrace it. Embrace every part of you. And that's going to give you your full power. That's what I'm hearing. So your final card, pile number, oh wow, I don't think I've ever pulled this one before. It's very pretty. It's a waterfall. And for you, pile number 3, we have, wow, it's just always amazes me how tarot always coincides. We have waterfall. It says magic, deep healing, respite, extended break. So Spirit is saying you might need to take a break from, they're saying take a break from any energy that has maybe tried to domineer you or rule you. Take a break from any people that are trying to domineer you or rule you, and that includes, they're saying, from the internet world as well. You might have certain social media things or things you're tapping into that your energy is like a vortex, they're saying, that you absorb so much energy from everything in your environment, so you need to be cleansing that energy, and also being aware of what you invite into your personal energy is what I'm hearing. And Spirit is saying what makes you a badass is magic. What makes you so fierce is that you are flat out magical. You are flat out powerful. You don't need all of the pomp of this physical world. You just need, they're saying you just need to step into yourself and stop blocking the force, because there is nothing more fierce or more powerful than the magic of your spirit, the magic of your soul, is what I'm hearing. So pile number 3, I really enjoyed reading for you. If you enjoyed this reading, please do comment below, because I really do love connecting with you guys and I love hearing from you guys. And if you enjoyed this video, please do give it a like, because that really just helps my channel to grow, as well as if you're new to my channel, please consider subscribing, as I would love to have you be part of the community. And please don't forget to ring the bell if you are already subscribed, because that will just ensure that you get notifications about every time I upload more videos like this. But with all that said, pile number 3, I hope you have an amazing, beautiful, and blessed day and life, and I look forward to seeing you in the next reading. See you soon, guys.